Hello Taurus, welcome back to my channel. I'm Crystal, I'm the Crystalline Priestess. We're having a look at your September, and this is for Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, North Node, and progressed, wherever you have Taurus really, my love. So we're having a look at your challenges, and we're going to be having a look at your blessings. We're going to start with your blessings, and go from there. Okay, so we have the Scribe. That just came off Aries. I already felt like this is going to be one of those times where everyone's readings are just like, they flow. Okay, we have the Child Magical and we have the Scribe archetype coming out for you in September. So if this is your blessing, this is great. I feel like you guys are really gonna be putting some really cool stuff out there. I feel like for a lot of my Tauruses, it's giving me creating content vibes. It's giving me being playful. It's giving me, you know what, Jupiter is going retrograde right now in your sign, Taurus. So Jupiter retrograde, interesting. It's going to be playing on maybe different ways that you can create abundance, or different ways that you can really start to like explore yourself and your creativity and your creations. We have the Child Magical, which says, seeing the potential for sacred beauty in all things and the belief that everything is possible. So what is going to be really good for you this month is going to be your mindset, and it's just going to be your beliefs in that, wow, I can achieve anything. I feel like your mindset is getting healthier and healthier, and it feels like in September this is a really good opportunity for you to, I think, start scripting your life with this Child Magical and this Scribe. I feel like you guys are really in an energy this month where you're going to be writing a lot. Whether it's affirmations, you know, I am healthy, I am wealthy, I am, what is it? It's I am healthy, I am wealthy, I am bliss, no, I am, oh, I am healthy, I am wealthy, I am rich, I am that bitch, you know, if that's gonna be your affirmations, that's fine, whatever you want. But basically, this is a really great opportunity, even if you want to start scripting. And by scripting, I mean, like, that's when you write down exactly how you want your life to feel. Stuff like that. I feel like your manifestation energy is very on point, and that would make sense because Jupiter is retrograding. It's in your sign, you know? So this is you exploring your manifestation powers. The light attribute of the Trickster card that we have is transcending convention, stuffiness, and predictable behavior. So Taurus, you're doing things differently this month. I feel like you guys are going to you guys are going to be showing yourselves in a different light than usual. I feel like a lot of you guys may be even accessing childhood sort of things that you might have put on the back burner. Whether it's just like a way that you express yourself. Maybe you used to be really loud as a kid and people told you to be quiet, and you're getting to a point in September where you're finding yourself not really too interested in being quiet anymore. Maybe you feel like being loud, you know? That's just an example, but I'm just kind of saying that I feel like for a lot of you guys, there's like a new world opening up. There's a new option. There's a new ability, I think, that's coming through. And by ability, I mean ability for you to do things in a weird way. Like, I feel like it's funny that I even said ability. Like, I didn't even mean to see that. But now I'm feeling like you literally have an ability. Like, it's a superpower. Like, it's literally as if you're a superhero. And your special ability was that you could just fucking do the randomest shit. Like, you could just pull a rabbit out of a hat, you know what I mean? Like, you just do whatever feels right in the moment and it works out. Like, that's your superpower. Like, is your ability to just, I feel like the energy that you're giving me this month, and it's funny because I felt so articulate during Aries reading, and then as soon as I'm in your reading, I'm like, whoa, blah, blah, blah. Like, it's feeling like quite chaotic. So there's an excitement that's coming up for you in September. And that excitement, maybe you might have things feeling a little bit like, chaotic. Like you're trying to maybe do things faster than you can actually do them. Or, you know, you're trying to talk faster than you can think, which is me. But yeah, it's just giving me this energy of someone who is doing something totally left field. Like, say you are a financial advisor. That's your career. That's your job. And in September, you're just randomly coming out with a side hustle that is like a pet hair dyeing company, and you like to do crazy pet styles, you know? Like, you like to do like a poodle with a mohawk, you know? That's your favorite thing. You love that. And now you're coming out with a business in September that is crazy pet hairstyles, you know? No one would expect that from a financial advisor. That's so left field, it's weird as. So that's kind of the vibe that you're giving off. you guys are going to be doing something a little bit differently. And we have Justice at the bottom of the card deck. So it feels like it's actually really balanced for you to finally be expressing this maybe more alternative side of yourself or different side, or it just feels like you might be showing like a little bit more of yourself, maybe sharing a little bit more. It's giving me like a bit of a fairy tale vibe even. I feel like people are looking at you in September with a little bit like, whoa, like wide-eyed, like whoa, this person's so interesting. I feel like people are really intrigued by your movements in September. People are really intrigued by you in general. The shadow attributes to the magical child card is pessimism, depression, and disbelief in miracles, believing that energy and action are not required for growth. So essentially, this month, it's going to have you putting in the action. It's going to have you putting in the energy. Some of you guys have been like, you know, thinking for months and months and months about trying this new thing or incorporating this new thing into your business or whatever, you know, trying a new sport, anything. It's like you've been on the fence about it for a long time and you haven't quite been ready to do it. It's like you've been in the planning phase, maybe thinking phase, maybe just like mulling over it. Unsure if maybe it's what you should do because it seems like it's a bit left field. Well, September is going to have you doing it because you're actually going to be taking the action, because you're going to be no longer in this sort of pessimistic, you know, that's not for me, or I'm not good enough, or how am I going to do, like, who am I to think that I could do that? Like, it's literally, I'm going to use an example. I'm going to use an example as myself. I have my whole life wanted to fucking vlog. Like, I did not want to start my YouTube channel with tarot at all, or astrology. That was not in my mind for 1 second ever. When I got excited about YouTube, and I've wanted to be on YouTube for fucking probably the past 7-8 years, maybe even longer, 10, I wanted to do lifestyle. I wanted to do health, and I wanted to do, you know, vlogs and things like that. And you know, here I am doing tarot because I found tarot and I fell fucking in love, and astrology is my jam and all that shit is my jam and I absolutely adore it. But I'm going to start a vlog channel, and I'm probably going to start it this month. Maybe not, but we'll see. At the end of the day, it's feeling like this is something that's been in the back burner of my mind for years and years and years, and I haven't taken any action towards it because I think to myself, who the fuck am I to create a vlog? Who would want to watch anything interesting about my life? Why would people want to watch my life? It is not interesting. Or, you know, like, just, you know those judgments that you have about yourself where, like, my voice is not worth hearing? Like, it even took so much work for me to get to this point where I can do this now. But, you know, that's life, and that's growth, and that's what, I'm bringing this up because that's what you've been moving through, Taurus. We have the Sun and the Page of Pentacles coming out, and these are all your blessings. So this is going to be a good month. This is really going to be a good month. It's going to be a month that really brings in way more joy. I'm feeling like way more joy. Like, it's literally, I think it's going to be an unexpected amount of joy that is going to come to you through actually doing something that you really want to do, something for fun, something creative, something that your inner child loved to do. I literally, when I was a kid, I filmed myself on one of those huge, I think I've said this before, like one of those huge cameras all the time. I was obsessed with filming myself. My first ever vlog would have been when I was 10, and that would have been back in like 2005 or 2006. And it was called Toilet Diaries, and it was me sitting on the toilet, fucking filming myself talking about me sitting on the toilet, you know? And that was so many years ago. So many years ago. What am I now? 28? So I'm a lot older than 10. 18 years later, and here I am finally getting the courage to make a goddamn vlog and put it on the internet, guys. So this has been a long time in the making. We have Justice at the bottom of the deck again. So this is a month that is bringing you balance. This is a month that's bringing harmony. I feel like for a lot of you guys, you are finally doing some of the work that you've been putting off. You know, whether it's going and getting your tires done, or whether it's starting the new job, or whether it's starting maybe a new routine, or, you know, wherever that sort of fits, you guys really are doing things in a way that actually grows things. You know, I feel like this is a period of growth for you. This Sun and this Page of Pentacles, it's literally just feeling to me like this is the seed being planted and blossoming into the sun, like a huge sunflower. I feel like this is like early days of a really beautiful time in your life, Taurus. And Jupiter, like I said, it's in your sign. So Jupiter's trying to bring you guys expansion. It's trying to bring you guys abundance and blessings and opportunities. It's trying to bring you, you know, mindsets and things that feel really, really good. That's why the sun's here, this Page of Pentacles. It's really, September is a month where you're putting the work in. That's what it feels like. It feels like putting the work in and doing things just, you know, differently. I feel like you're going against what people expect from you. We have Moonlight Goddess, repressed emotions, healing, and reflection. So it's a blessing that you guys have had some of these deeper, darker feelings. I think that you guys were repressing things for a long time. It feels like maybe Jupiter in your sign has been bringing things up. Maybe it's been bringing to the surface things that were in the dark, you know, repressed emotions. We have a lot of reflection. It feels like a reflection period where you're really exploring, I think, your past. It feels like an exploration of your past and how your past actually has led you to this beautiful, creative, high vibrational energy right here in the present. Because you guys are like raising your vibe. I feel like you guys are just you've gained so much wisdom, and you're gaining more and more wisdom all the time. I feel like the recent full moon that we just had in Pisces was very potent for you. Very powerful, and it might not have been that anything externally too big happened, but it might be that it just really brought up some subconscious stuff. It might be that it's really brought up some deep, repressed feelings. You guys might have even had like some little outbursts, or just emotional, big, like, you know, overwhelming feelings that seem to have come out of nowhere. That's all come up because it's needed. It's like, it's subconscious gunk, you know what I mean? It's like you needing to clean out the pipes. The pipes have been blocked and you didn't know, you know? You were wondering why you were getting dirty, crappy, muddy water every time you turn the sink on, but the pipes are blocked, you know? So you have to clean the pipes before you can expect to get clean water. So if you want clarity, you have to clear out all the muck. You have to clear out everything that doesn't feel clear, everything that feels muddy and icky and messy. The Moonlight Goddess, she's here to awaken your senses. She's here to awaken you to where you've been in an energy of just like, I'm hearing despotism. I don't know exactly what despotism means. I'm going to look up the word despot because I'm hearing the word despot. A ruler or other person who holds absolute power, typically one who exercises it in a cruel or oppressive way. Okay, so you guys have almost been cruel and oppressive to yourself. I feel like you guys have been cruel at times and oppressive to your own inner child. That's what it is with this magical child coming out and this scribe. I feel like this is a really good opportunity this month to do some inner child writing. I don't know if I've already said this for you because I just finished with Aries and we were talking heaps about writing. But I feel like if you guys could do, like, what do they call it? Just freehand, free-flowing writing. But do it, ask your inner child. Ask if you can have a message from your inner child. Have a conversation with your inner child. Write it out and just go. Don't think, just write it out. Just go. Ask your inner child. Because I feel like there's the healing that's really coming in for you this month is you no longer being this like cruel adult to your inner you. It's no longer you being like, oh, but you're not further enough along on the path, but you haven't done well enough, but you're not successful enough, you know? It's no longer judging yourself every 5 seconds for not being good enough. We have the Exorcist coming up in your challenges, and we have Thief. Light attribute of the Thief is sheds light on the potential wealth within you that can never be stolen. The shadow attribute is stealing money, creative ideas, affection, or powers you think, or other powers you think you lack. That's what it is. There's a feeling you guys are such creative people. I feel like you guys were such beautiful, divine, magical, creative children. Some of you guys might have been really powerful writers, or, you know, singers, or you spoke with a lot of intention, or you know, you just used to be able to make people laugh, or you're a really good drawer, artist, you love to make things, create with your hands, doing things, maybe even being outside in nature, working with animals, all that sort of stuff. You guys lost touch with that. You've lost touch with that because you grew into an adult who needed to tick the boxes, you know, who needed to fit in, who needed to show up to life, and who needed to, you know, be a certain way. I feel like you've grown into an adult who thinks that you lack the creativity that you as a child naturally had. It's like you feel like an adult who lacks this beautiful just radiance. I'm hearing elegance as well. So some of you guys might feel like you lack, like you're a bit too rough. Maybe you feel like you're a bit too bogan, or you're a bit too, you know, rough around the edges, or just not quite polished enough for what it is that you want to do, whether like the industry you want to be in or whatever I'm kind of trying to say. It's like you feel like you lack what it is that you need. You feel like you lack that it factor. You feel like you lack that thing that brings success. Look, prostitute coming out as well. Light attribute accentuates the challenge of surviving without negotiating the power of your spirit. Shadow attribute places material considerations and security above self-empowerment. So that's the thing. What does that say? Places material considerations and security above self-empowerment. You guys had to put your security and your physical safety above your actual soul liberation. You had to put that before anything else. And you know, that's natural, because life is like that. You know, we live in a society that is not conducive to sovereignty. Let's just say it as simply as that. So, you know, this prostitute, you've had to be in this energy of like giving and giving and giving and just trying, thieving, listen to me, thieving. I feel like there's like this disharmony that you've been in between giving and taking. Thief is coming up because it's saying you've honestly felt like you needed to take. And I'm feeling with this exorcist, because this is your challenge, it feels like a real challenge that you might have in September and that you're working through, because you've had this challenge for a long time. It's just that September you're working through releasing it. The challenge that you have is feeling like you need to maybe take other people's resources, their energy, their ideas. There's an energy within your energy, and this might be a little bit annoying to hear or uncomfortable to hear, but you are giving off a little bit of an energy taking vibe where, you know, you're in an energy of wanting to start something new, but it's like you don't quite have, maybe you don't have the financial resources here. Literally, this prostitute card, she's covered in money. Maybe you literally just don't have the resources that you need to feel comfortable and safe, and that leaves you with being in an energy that kind of takes from others. Maybe uses others a little bit more, maybe just feels like it's an energy. It feels like I don't have enough, so I need to get something from someone else, and that's that lack, you know, or other powers that you think you lack. This comes from you thinking that you lack something that you don't. You think that you don't have what it is that it takes to, you know, free yourself. Look, literally, this exorcist. Free yourself and others from destructive impulses. The shadow attribute is fear of facing your own demons. So, like, and that's why it's even uncomfortable for me to bring it up, because I know that you guys don't want to hear it. There is the shadow of this thief. We need to read it again, because, and this prostitute. Because these are what it is that are your biggest challenges. You have a fear around facing these. The shadow attribute of the thief is stealing money, creative ideas, affection, or other powers that you think you lack. Now, I'm not saying that you steal money. Now, I'm not saying that you steal anything. I'm not saying that you're plagiarizing anything and blah, 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 blah. What I am saying is that energetically, that's how it feels. Even if you're not physically actually taking $10 off someone, you might be taking that much energy. You know, it's giving me an energy where it's like you feel like you need validation. You need to receive something from someone else. A thief can only steal from someone else. You know? You can't steal if everything's free. So it's almost giving me an energy of you feeling like you need to take, whether it's an idea, whether it's a business idea, whether it's a creative idea. There's something that you feel like you lack and you hate to face it. You don't want to face it. And for a lot of you guys, it has to do with money. It has to do with resources. The shadow attribute of the prostitute is places material considerations and security above self-empowerment. You empower yourself through facing your demons. And while you keep running towards resources, while you keep running towards money, while you keep running towards this feeling of, and this is what this Jupiter retrograde is. It's going to show you that we also have Uranus and Jupiter. I mean, I just completely messed that up. Taurus, Jupiter, retrograde. We also have Uranus in Taurus. So you guys are really having a whole big shift, and I bring this up all the time because it's so significant. But you guys are having such a big shift around everything. This, like, Uranus transits to personal planets, which it will be if you're a Taurus, they are so life-changing. I went through a Moon-Uranus conjunction 2.5 years ago, and it completely shattered everything. It shattered everything. And then 2 years before that, or a year and a half before that, I went through a Uranus and a South Node conjunction, which shattered things even fucking more. So, you know, this is a shattering of the illusions that you've placed upon yourself that tell you that you need to have a certain level of resources, that you need to be at a certain level or have a certain level of stability and comfortability and resources behind yourself before you can actually be happy, before you can go for what it is that you want. You know what it is, Taurus. It's giving me this energy of you feel like you need to have all your shit together before you put it out there. It's feeling like you can't bear for people to see your process. You just want people to see the end result. But you need to be there to, you know, people are going to really vibe with your process. People are really going to connect with your process. And that's where a lot of the happiness is. Two of Wands, Page of Pentacles. The page isn't the end of the road, you know. The page is the beginning. The page is you finally saying, okay, let's plant this seed. But it's not the tree. It's not the fruit. So you're needing to share the parts of you that isn't the tree. That isn't the fruit. Share the planting of the seed. Face it. The light attribute of the exorcist is freeing yourself and others of destructive impulses. So you have a destructive impulse that, the most destructive impulse that you have is the impulse that tells you that you are really in a lack. Lack is the hardest thing for Taurus. You are a financial sign. It just is what it is. You are the sign of money. So, of all signs, you and Scorpio can deal with issues around money the most, the hardest, the most intensely. Taurus values stability more than anything. You are a fixed earth sign. You are the most fixed sign in the zodiac. You are the most grounded, loyal, persevering sign. If you decide on something, there's no budging you. You're going to do it, you know? And that can get in the way when it comes to money. Because if you feel like you don't have enough resources, and one of your biggest values is resources, and, you know, not having them then makes you feel ashamed of yourself and like a piece of shit, then that's really playing on your self-empowerment. That's really playing on your vision of yourself. Accentuates the challenge of surviving without negotiating the power of your spirit. You're wanting to keep your morals intact, your spirit intact, you know? And I think at times you guys can get in such an energy of maybe lack, such an energy of fear and worry and anxiety that you'll almost put money, or you used to. You used to put money over your well-being. You used to put money maybe even over your moral compass. Maybe you used to put money over, you know, spirituality. Maybe you weren't interested in investing in yourself in any way, shape or form. Maybe you were only invested in, you know, fulfilling yourself physically, resource-wise, building more and more wealth. We're talking about money. September's about you healing your relationships with money. Because that's some subconscious stuff. Repressed emotions, healing and reflection. You have some oh my god, I can't even say the word. You have some repressed shit that is coming up, and it has to do with money. It's the money. It's the shame, it's the self-worth shame. Money and things, they're tied to our self-worth because it's values. That's why Taurus rules values and Taurus rules money. Because it's a value system. All money is our humans' current perception of a value system. All it is an exchange of value. So if you don't see yourself as valuable, if you don't see what you have to give to the world as valuable, nobody else will. It starts actually with you. It literally starts with you and this inner child, and you validating your own inner child, and you validating the little girl or little boy or little both within you, or little none within you that says, I need to create and I need to do this thing. And it's funny because this Page of Pentacles has a grasshopper on it, and before I said something that sounded like I started slurring my words because, you know, Mercury's retrograde on top of my fucking Chiron, so I'm sorry, I'm having trouble speaking. But I wanted to say Jiminy Cricket. And I don't know if anyone, there might be some sort of correlation that someone has with Jiminy Cricket. Oh my god! Oh my god! I just realised this. Okay, I realised. Because I actually didn't remember Jiminy Cricket. I haven't seen Pinocchio since I was so young. And I was like, what the? I can't even remember what the character Jiminy Cricket's even about. I just remember Jiminy Cricket. He is the little moral compass on your fucking shoulder. Wow, Taurus. You need to watch Pinocchio. But Jiminy Cricket, okay? Jiminy Cricket is really relevant to you. So, I don't know, maybe if you want to, like, I don't know, play around with Jiminy Cricket. I don't know if he has his own cartoon or anything. I don't know anything about him, okay? We need to do some research on Jiminy. But this is really coming up for you. Morals. Morals. Where are you exploiting other people? Where are you maybe taking a little bit too much? That's what this thief is. It's not saying that you're a thief. It's saying that you might just be in an energy of taking a little bit more than you're giving at the moment. This flame tree, you're trying so hard to have a new beginning. And that's what the challenge is at the moment. The challenge is actually having that new beginning. The challenge is actually getting yourself out of this lackful mentality that, you know, it's not like it's here all the time. It's not like you're constantly feeling this. It's subconscious at this point. The Hermit's coming out for you as well. So there's definitely a message for you and Aries. And, you know, the thing is with me and my readings, I set the intention for every reading to be relevant for anyone, everyone. So wherever it is that you have Taurus in your chart, if you just feel like watching this reading, it's for you. You know, it doesn't have to be that you're a Taurus sun. I just want to put that out there, okay? Someone need to hear that. So we have 10 of Wands in reverse, and we have the 7 of Wands in reverse as well. So it feels like in September, the biggest challenge for you is really just fighting yourself. It's really seeing yourself as more as of a battler than you give yourself credit for. I feel like there's a lot of energy coming up about you needing to actually put in the work to build the future that you want. And I know that you already are. Like, I'm not saying that you're not already putting in the work at all. You have the Sun out here in the 2 of Wands, Page of Pentacles. Like, you guys have already started. You're already on the path. You're already doing the thing. You already, you know, got your seed in the earth. This is what now needs watering. This period of time is a time for you to really water the seeds that you've already planted. But to also clear away the weeds. Is the soil that you've planted the seeds in as healthy as you think? Because this exorcist is coming out to say that there's a part of your psyche, there's a part of you that needs to be exercised. There's a part of you that needs to be released, that needs to be let go. And that's the part of you that struggles with its moral compass. That's the part of you that maybe, I feel like, obviously if you're on my channel, you have a strong moral compass. But that doesn't mean that you're always going to make all the perfect right choices. You know? I have a very, very strong moral compass, and I have made some fucking mistakes. And I have done some things that I am not proud of, and I am happy to say that. You know? So it's really getting comfortable with where we've actually made some mistakes, with where we might currently be making some mistakes, with where we might be taking a little bit more than we're giving. Like, this Hermit card, you really do have a challenge coming up at the moment. And the challenge is coming and listening to you. The challenge is really being here and being with you. That's why this Moonlight Goddess is out here, because these full moons, and we have eclipse season coming up soon, they're a wake-up call. They're a subconscious. And what was Pisces? What is the energy of Pisces but the subconscious? When we have a full moon in Pisces, we're bringing the subconscious to the conscious. And so it's aware for you now. You're aware. You are aware of where there is a serious, like, demon that you need to exercise within you. And that demon is the demon that says, I am in lack. And it's those thoughts and feelings of lack that lead us to doing things that we're not really necessarily stoked on. That doesn't really necessarily feel right. And I know that none of you guys are out there doing crazy shit. But when you're someone who is on this spiritual path, and when you are on the path of, you know, becoming the highest version, the healthiest, most high vibe version of yourself, when you do things that are completely out of alignment with where it is that you are going, with what it is that you want to be, and what it is that you want to become, and how you want to live in the world, that's really going to affect you. And so if you're trying to do things just for the money, or if you're trying to do things just for the glory, or if you're trying to do things just to be seen, or, you know, it's not going to work. You have to be doing things from an authentic space of service. You are a healer. You're a natural healer. And so if you're not allowing yourself to be this healer with this Hermit, this Four of Cups, you're leaving yourself down and out. You're missing out on your own opportunities because your compass is set in the wrong direction. This is a clearing out, and there's literally a fucking compass on this card. Which direction do you want to move in? What is the direction that truly feels aligned to your soul? Jupiter retrograde is retrograding because he's trying to get you to wake up. Okay? He's going back through a retrograde because he's saying it's time to go back within. It's time to take a look at, to rediscover where we might have sort of been getting ourselves a little off track. I don't even want to say rediscover, that doesn't make sense. But to discover maybe where we've been off track. This compass is pointing north. What's your north node? Where do you know that you resist the hardest? And that you can't let go? Because that's what the north node does. The north node is an obsession. And it can be an unhealthy obsession. You know, you guys just moved through 18 months of having the north node in your sign. So that was a wake-up call. That was a call to action. And now, here you are integrating all of those lessons, figuring out what your values truly, really are. And with Jupiter retrograding, wherever it is that you have Taurus, it's helping you find a healthier connection to abundance. It's helping you find a healthier connection to resources. Resources aren't going to be so overwhelming anymore. But it's a result, it's only as a result of facing your own demons. You haven't wanted to face this. Some of you guys have debts. You know, some of you guys maybe have school loans, debts, house debts. Things might come up in September that just, you know, they cost more than you wish they did. You have things that feel like demons. And it's like, I want to say that they're not. It's like feeling like a debt is a demon. It's not a demon chasing you down to try and fucking steal your soul. Look at your relationship that you have with debt. Look to how debt affects you. It's a lesson. It's nothing more than a lesson. It's not a demon chasing you down. Like, money is not evil. That is, if you have that belief, you're going to keep money away from you forever. Money is the root of all evil is the stupidest fucking shit I've ever heard. Humans. Evil is the root of all evil. You know? Money didn't do anything. The human that had the money did something. you know? Guys, we're getting deep. We're getting really deep. I feel like I've kind of like... I feel like I've kind of given you guys a bit of like a roasting. Not even a roasting, because like, it's not like I've roasted you, but this is just like a bit of a drag. Because you have all this joy, you have all this beauty, you have all this light and abundance and radiance over here. And then over here, you've got this energy of being like, I don't want to face my shit. I don't want, fuck this happiness. I would rather just pretend that everything's fine and everything's hunky-dory. It's time to come out of the planning phase and it's time to come into really taking action in your own life. If you have discomfort around money, start mastering money. Start learning about money. Start investing, learning about investment. You know? Don't just keep sitting there and telling yourself that you don't understand money and not doing anything to change it. You have to do something. That's why this exorcist is here. An exorcist comes in to literally release a fucking demon, to release negative, toxic energy. This toxicity in your life at the moment that in September's dragging out of you. It's dragging out of you. Do you have any advice for this? I just want one card of advice. We have the Tower in reverse. You have to fucking let the Tower fall. We have the Ace of Pentacles as well. And the Four of Wands in reverse. Some of you guys aren't satisfied with your living situation. Some of you guys aren't satisfied with your home. Or like I said, you have that, like a debt, a loan. And it's brought so much stress. It's brought maybe more stress than you thought it was going to. But you know, the best thing that you could possibly do is to keep planting new seeds. This Ace of Pentacles with this Tower in reverse. You are where you are because it's time to build a healthy foundation. A foundation that isn't going to crumble. A foundation that isn't going to fall. You're coming home to yourself. And by coming home to yourself, you're actually really focused on listening to yourself. Listening to your moral compass. This is coming up so much. It's never come up in a reading from me before in my life, but moral compass is really coming up. What are your morals? What are your values? What do you care about? What do you cherish? What matters to you? Stop just going through life and allowing life to affect you. You get to choose. You know, towers may have had to fall. I just heard people may have had to die. Some of you guys might have lost people. You might have lost someone. And I'm sending you so much love. Because that might have been a thief of your joy. That might have been what left you feeling lackful and like they're, you know, fuck the world. Like I feel like being like, fuck you, God. You've been through the dark night of the soul already. That's why justice is coming out. And justice is an owl because it's wisdom. It's showing you how much you've learned, how much you've grown. You guys are older now. You're not as young as you were. And it's almost like your younger self may have struggled. Your younger self may have had a more difficult time with resources. Your younger self may have had more of a harder time facing your demons and facing your shadows, but this version of you doesn't. This version of you is ready for it. And so if you keep ignoring it, you're going to miss out. Because you're ready to heal. This sun is here because you're ready to fucking really be happy. For some of you guys, you might want to have a child. You might want to start a family. You're only going to be allowed to do that when you really value yourself. It's a lesson. How can you nurture and provide for and nourish another if you can't do that for yourself? Not to say that doesn't happen, but it's not always healthy. So, where can you really start showing up for yourself in ways that truly align with your soul and that don't waver from, you know, what truly feels right for you? because you guys have been in an energy of, I don't have enough, so I need to sort of like get from external resources, you know, I need to get from external. I need to receive from the external. I need to fight, I need to claw, I need to make happen. And this energy in September is saying no. We're no longer going to fight, we're no longer going to claw, we're no longer going to make things happen, we're no longer going to rely on other people to provide for us, or we're no longer going to try and, like, you know, take when we know where it's not working, you know what I mean? Like, and when I mean take, I mean like energetically. I don't mean like physically taking someone's wallet or like, you know, taking someone's phone. I mean, what are you taking from people and not giving back energetically? Where are you maybe receiving more than you're giving in relationship? It's just questions. And that's what the Hermit, it's gone now. The Hermit was out here before and it was asking you. Just like this moonlight goddess with reflection. Are you willing to do the work and reflect? Are you willing to finally face your own demons? Are you willing to stop putting physical security above personal empowerment? You might not have all the money in the bank that you want, but it doesn't make you any less of a fucking person. It doesn't make you any less capable. We all have the same 24 hours in a day. Everyone, anyone can do it. If you want to go get inspired, go watch the Leo King and Rich Lop talk about how Rich, who is now a successful tarot reader, how he talks about how he used to live under a bridge drinking 2 bottles of vodka a day. If he can do it, anyone can do it. We can do it. It's not that it's not hard. It's not that it's not, you know, it's difficult. But it's the belief that you can do it. It's the belief that you can change your life. It's the belief that you can have an alternative reality. It's the belief that things can be magical and beautiful again. Get out of this energy that tells you that everything sucks. You know? That's your shadow. Your shadow is, and it comes from your childhood and feeling like things were so hard. And feeling like your joy was sapped out of you at times because you weren't allowed to express that, or just because life got in the way. This is a really powerful opportunity for you to really get some clarity on yourself and to really shine a light on where you need to change. Okay? I'm going to leave this reading here, Taurus. This was way longer than I wanted to be. But we had a lot to talk about. If you liked this reading, please do give it a thumbs up. It really helps my channel. If you would like to book a personal tarot or astrology reading with me, you can do that down below through the link in the description. Head to my website. If you want to let me know what's going on with you in the comments, I would absolutely love to hear what is going on. I'd like to thank your angels, your ancestors, your higher self, your spirit guides, all of the beautiful benevolent beings that are surrounding you and I in all moments, for allowing me to receive and to deliver this reading to you. I really appreciate you guys for being here. Thank you so much for watching and tuning in, and I can't wait to see you in the next reading. See you later, Taurus. Have a good September.